welcome to Good Cops Entertainment's commentary on
our feature film.
Wow.
First feature.
Feature film debut.
We did it.
I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long title.
It is a long title.
Yeah.
We may have not thought that through.
Yeah.
But it's still funny to this day.
No, we did think that through very thoroughly. I debated you people.
That's true. That's true. We did argue with Noel about that title, and we won.
And it doesn't fit on most marquees.
By the way, this text being added at the very top of the film was one of the last additions to this film.
That was a Noel Carroll catch.
Very good touch.
That's right.
Noel was finally like, does anyone know that this is about Dracula?
Oh, that's probably a good idea that we explain that. This is our good buddy, Dylan Williams. He is an incredibly talented actor. His sister is in this as well. His sister actually plays young Paige. Yeah, this is late at night. And the crazy thing about this scene is...
It's the last major scene we shot, actually.
That's right.
I was not there for this shoot, but it's unbelievable how much you can see in the dark.
So the crazy thing is we shot the whole movie on two different cameras. One was the red camera, and this was shot on the Sony A7S Mark. No, it was Mark 1.
The first
Mark
one.
1, the first one, yeah.
We had a Shogun attached to it in 4K.
That's right. And the crazy thing about it is it has such low light that, like, this looks well lit and bright. Yeah. I literally could almost not see Noel in this scene with my bare eyes. I actually had to look through the camera to see what was right in front of me.
The camera was better than our eyes.
That's right. There's Nate Lane, who is our stunt coordinator and an amazing actor.
And then Noli there, sporting some luscious locks.
Sporting some crazy cool locks.
Yeah, and those sideburns too. I gotta call it those sideburns. Those are some 70s sideburns there.
That's right.
1870s, that is.
That's right.
But I was gonna say, for a lot of people who see this film for the first time, I know I've talked to them and they're like, when it first opens up and it's in this scene and it's so serious and everything's so heavy, they were kind of like, I thought this was a comedy. They sit down and then all of a sudden this happens.
And then that happens. We see our
and we present what's been happening all along, and they're kind of like, oh, okay, I get it.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that was shot in California, this part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
This
when
is
we
in
saw
California.
Jacob, we were in Wisconsin.
That's right. This is Angeles Crest Forest, and then in the house is all in Wisconsin. But yeah, dude, Noel, you're gonna say.
Nate's delivery of that line that breaks it open, I can't concentrate to keep mouthing my line, Sherry, is just too good.
Now we're in Wisconsin
It's
again.
the perfect transition to make it. I mean, it's so well done.
That's right.
It'd be great if someone started watching this and they watched the commentary first and you just ruined it for them.
I know.
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna blame them.
Well, yeah, definitely don't start with the commentary, guys.
Who does that?
Does that?
Oh, I love the way he jumps around there. The knife gag.
Was this one of the first things we shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was day one.
All this
Right
stuff
here.
day one in Wisconsin.
Yeah, the
You
stuff
want to
inside
talk
the house.
about you and that little contraption there, Noe?
Well, we can skip past that, guys. We're gonna have to talk about that.
Oh, I really
skip
think you
that.
should tell the audience about being in that harness.
right there.
Oh, right there.
Right
That's
there.
when it really
So,
hurt.
if you're noticing that you can see the entire details of my crotch, it's because Clayton went shopping with Derek for a harness to put me up in that. And at a Walmart, and Clayton chose the female harness.
Yeah, he just picked it and went.
I thought it was a male one.
I know you did.
I was hanging. This took us 2 days to shoot this scene, so
Yeah.
I was
2 days.
basically hanging
Oh, I never saw
with my
so
with my
awful.
junk in this harness.
Literally, your balls were in a sling.
Yeah, in a sling, literally.
Metaphorically and
And
literally.
figuratively.
it. Just gonna stand over here, guys.
Totally.
And then here we jump to a beach.
A
which
beach in
is-
California.
A beach in California,
right.
which is where we have the burning pyre of body, right there with a what is that, a melon? For the
That's
skull?
a cassava melon.
cassava melon for a severed head in a bag.
The reason why we went and shot it at a beach was that was the only place legally in Los Angeles area you could have a giant bonfire.
Right.
Although technically we still were illegal because we actually went on the other side of the beach was full.
Yeah, that's right.
So we went to just slightly to the right of the line.
That's
they
right.
built the bonfire anyway and they kicked us out.
If you were to literally look just to the left or to the right of that shot, you would see hundreds of people with their bonfires.
Yeah.
And like helicopters flying overhead and people playing their music, and it was like, wow, this
Right
is
by the LA airport. I mean,
literally
it's
underneath LAX.
yeah.
But back in Wisconsin, you know, it's early in the shooting schedule, so we have not yet dealt with the freezing snow. It's going to come. It's a cold day, but shooting in the house was a luxury that we didn't even realize we were having at the time, because once we got outside, boy,
Oh,
boy.
I love that part where Noel just slowly turns around.
By the way, this is the incredibly talented and lovely Megan O'Neill,
O'Neill.
who we had in Tumbleweed.
She came all the way out to Wisconsin to do this, and even not only was she an actress, but she also was one of our production coordinators.
That's right.
He took a lot of pictures too.
Yeah,
She's a great photographer.
Yeah.
Why is there a
This is very funny too.
So this house was such a gift to us. This was a house in Washburn, Wisconsin, right down the street from Derek Haugen's parents' house. And it belonged to an amazing, lovely lady named Barb. Barb Cooney. And it was under renovations. And actually, Derek's dad does these incredible renovations and redoes these wonderful, beautiful old houses. And it was in the middle of a renovation. And Barb was kind enough to lend us her house for a month. It was amazing. So we were kind of had
It
our...
was that saved our bacon.
Oh gosh, it did, yeah.
and then we snuck in a little American Gothic reference to the painting right here. That lasts for about a millisecond, you know.
And but it was this was the oldest house in Washburn, I think, wasn't it? Is that right, Jared?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah. What was the question? I was rubbing
The
Jacob.
oldest,
Makes sense.
the oldest house in Washburn.
Yeah, I think it was like 1912.
No, older.
Was it older than that?
I know they had a nice piece of glass in there.
Yeah.
They used to.
They used
They used to.
But okay, so here's
That's
our
a
opening
story
credit,
from another time.
credit sequence where Tim killed it on this opening riff.
Oh, thanks, Jake.
Really gave us a song that kicks off the energy of this film in a way that I was not even prepared for when I heard that guitar riff. And to this day, I can't picture it.
I'd
being
like
any
to
other
hear
way.
what Tim has to say.
Yeah,
Where
me
did you
too,
come?
actually.
Where did this song come from, Tim?
Well, like Jake said, I knew we needed a high-energy rock and roll opener to kind of set the pace of the movie, but also I wanted to incorporate the heavy brass that I knew we'd be relying on later on in the movie.
So this was yeah. If you notice the weather here, this was so it was a
This is
beautiful.
early.
This is early in our shooting.
because we had 3 weeks in Wisconsin.
Ma Haugen right there. That is Derek's real mother,
Real mom right there.
and that is her real missing tooth. She has a
A bridge.
a bridge.
She auditioned for this part
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna just let my mom just come in and
ruin your movie.
No nepotism in Good Cops Entertainment.
and Clayton. Well, I left it up to Clayton's ability. I said if you want her to have the part, you give it to her. But he auditioned like almost 15 different Mavises, right?
Oh yeah, no, we actually went down to this community theater in Ashland and Washburn,
Alan Craig.
with Alan Craig, and
Wonderful on-site producer.
associate producer, and saw
Co-produced.
co-produced. That's right, and auditioned a bunch of people. Whitney
Whitney Moore. First of all, Whitney Moore.
Speaking of Alan, Alan built this contraption that you're gonna see right now.
Yes,
that,
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, we can't miss over this
There it
moment right
is.
there. What do you call the camera?
That was called the head over heels cam.
Head over heels cam. Tell a little bit about that contraption.
Derek was driving me to Wisconsin. He and I we were driving out there, and I was trying to do my shot list. I was like, how do I tell visually that Ned is head over heels in love with, wait a minute, head over heels?
Literally.
So we decided to create this thing where we had the camera attached to a giant spinning gimbal, a seat that Derek would be strapped to, and be on the same plane as Derek, and it just goes around and lands it. And it was harder done than actually said, because Alan and his dad owns a machine shop, and it took them, what, a month to build that thing?
No, it took a few days.
Oh, I thought it was a month.
Well, they
Well, you thought that.
there was
Alan didn't know he was
planning
gonna
set
make it until we came out there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of torque on that machine.
Oh yeah. No, it was an industrial motor machine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that thing spun at, I think he said 2,500 RPMs at full speed.
I think it took him about a week to build it.
about a week.
And he did a bunch of tests, though, before I got in.
Yeah. This scene right here is actually in Fillmore, California.
Yeah, we've jumped
That's
around
right, yeah.
again.
That's right.
See a
The
mountain.
reason for that was we got slammed by the polar vortex up in Wisconsin. We were supposed to just miss the winter because we shot in early November. It wasn't too late in the season. And suddenly here comes the polar vortex.
One weekend.
This is in Wisconsin, though.
This
Interior.
Interior is Wisconsin.
This was 2 hours, literally. This is
Yeah.
we did 3 different locations, I think, and it was one of them.
In one day, that's right.
Yeah,
It was
we
crazy.
Did,
Crazy day.
downstairs, we did the head over heels. We did this, and then we shot scenes upstairs at House Harker.
That's right. Oh man, this movie damn near killed me.
We really thought we really thought we didn't get this.
Oh yeah, no, we thought it was
This
awful.
was-
So, like, we're gonna have to pick this up. But-
K. Spencer Jones.
K. Spencer Jones. He was our assistant editor.
Yeah, and DIT. And camera assistant.
That's right. There's a lot of hyphenates on this movie. And fun.
There's
Alan Cragen, everybody.
The man who helped build the Head Over Heels camp.
That's right. And he's actually a very successful music producer.
Yeah.
And but then he
One of his songs is in
Yeah, you'll
the
get to
movie.
hear that later.
That's right. That's right.
But it's just amazing to me when I see that here we are in Wisconsin and we're about to jump back to California
We're in
again to the
Altadena
bar.
here. This is
Altadena, California.
Altadena.
That's right.
And then we're back in Wisconsin
And
again.
this is
Anchor Bar.
Anchor
Bar, yeah. Olive Burger.
okay. Derek just mentioned the olive burger, and as God is my witness, I don't know if it's the best burger I've ever had in my life or it's the worst burger I've ever had in my
It's
life.
the best burger.
It's Derek's favorite burger in the whole world. Now, their burgers in general are incredible.
Yes, they are.
But Derek wanted
You
me to
wouldn't
try
know
the
because
olive
all you
burger.
had was the olive burger. You've had it like 4 or 5 times.
Bites. I had bites of other people.
Okay.
He's had a bite of my burger before.
That's right.
Wasn't Anchor Bar like last day in
yeah.
Wisconsin?
Oh, yeah.
It was literally one of the last shooting days.
There's Milena Ferreira, one of our producers.
That's right. From 65 Productions.
65. That's the rookie's wife, if anyone's curious.
And then a lot of these bar patrons, some of them are extras, but then other people we just kind of had to say, just,
We had to put up a sign.
yeah, we're going to be filming if you're going to come and enjoy this.
Look at
day.
that.
Ewan
Oh,
and my
yeah.
daughter Imogen
This
and
is
Owen.
Yet
son
again,
Owen.
our children in the movie.
Okay, so Noel, your son is?
Owen Carroll.
Who plays actually the young Noel. That's my daughter Imogen. She plays the young Paige. And Jakey?
That's my son Ewan. He plays young me, young Jerry. That's
right.
And,
And that's,
there's that beautifully
That's
designed.
my great grandfather.
Great work.
He's got a
Playing the skull?
horrible pair of teeth there, pal.
We really pulled from every family member we could find.
Milena actually pulled that skull out of the air. That was
Really?
amazing. We were a host because we were supposed to get one made and it just didn't work out.
This,
and
yeah, sorry.
sorry, go ahead.
This scene was actually a pickup, shot in Altadena, California.
Yeah,
not in the
about
original
6
script.
months after we had.
6 months after we wrapped into it.
Yeah.
And now we're back in Wisconsin. But, Charlie's pencil. Man, oh man.
That was in one of the last rewrites we came up with the pencil idea.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a
Used to
dog.
be a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna be a dog. Oh my gosh, I had forgotten that. It was going to be a dog,
We
and then we
cannot
just
shoot
said
with
we
freaking
can't
dogs.
have the whole movie that he's got this
And
dog.
here it is.
We're all, ladies and
Here
gentlemen.
it is.
This deserves a little John Angie and Jacob Gibbons love.
That's right.
They made this together.
That's right. John Inge, our second unit director / special effects artist / visual effects artist.
That's right.
John directed
I
this.
love that we had a stunt twirl right there.
Yeah, that was a stunt twirler. That was not my arm. That was another guy who could do it very, very well. There's Damien.
Damien Brewer
Yeah.
from YouTube fame.
Who's about 6'7", 6'8".
About 6'19".
He's about, yeah, he's
So
about 7'10".
tall.
The team who brought you.
I gotta give. I think Derek was the one when we were coming up with House Harker who came up with the idea of Jerry being a failed actor in this kind of Billy Elliot of twirl. Like he just said it would be funny if he was like, you know, in this bad movie that failed, and that drove that character 100%. And really, to me, it's still one of my favorite parts of the film is the trailer for Twirl. So.
Yeah, it really turned out. And that was the only segment that I helped produce because Noel does all the heavy lifting. Yeah. And I remember doing it, and I was so stressed, and I called Noel. I'm like, I never want to do this again. Stop it.
Now this is in.
Clayton, how did we get this?
Oh, this was in Montrose, California, and
we reserved this street, right, to shoot on?
Oh, absolutely. Got all
Yeah.
the proper permits.
Oh, yeah.
And it was crazy because it was literally for all the different crazy camera moves and everything we did and all the just designing every shot. This was us at night around Christmas being like, guys, let's just go out there and improv a bunch of scenes like Woody Allen and and just walk like swinger style.
We have lav mics on. Clayton is literally hiding off to the side, filming us as we walk and talk.
And it felt so
And
good.
it felt like we were making a Sundance art house film about 3 friends going through some real shit. You know?
I remember us declining to go in Sundance too. That scene that you brought that up.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that was the right place for it.
Yeah, we totally turned Sundance down. And Toronto.
Yeah, they all begged
wanted
us.
Yeah, they wanted
Every
us
one of
so bad.
This is the film
think
that
we were
film
right
festivals
fit.
don't want you to see.
That's right. Slam dance. We turned down slam dance.
Yep.
You know, we figured, you know, why do what everybody else does?
Yeah.
Why go the easy route
Right.
When you can go the hard way.
when you can go the hard way?
When you make a film, make it hard.
Performance of your life. That was amazing, Jerry.
Just go ham.
Can I get that on a t-shirt, please? You make a film, make it hard.
Oh, this is great.
This is a great moment.
Okay, yes.
So Derek actually hits Jake there for
Like-
the first time.
Like, I kind of smile a little
really
bit
hard.
Now this.
He doesn't know that he's still on mic.
because, yeah, that was not me thinking I was on camera. I thought I was off camera, and I was like, fuck, man. And then he kept it in the movie. It's an authentic.
That's right. There's Peter's story from the Good
And
Cop.
out front, all this dusty old shit. I know this.
And this is back in Wisconsin, and I think this scene alone is what got us probably an R rating.
Yeah, I know.
Peter drops about 97 F-bombs in this one.
I didn't
scene
realize
alone.
how many times he said the F word until we saw it with your mom.
Yeah.
Derek came over one night, and we showed House Harker to my mom and to Heather and to my mother-in-law, and
We're
they
watching
were like,
this scene and we just look at each other like,
I didn't realize we swore so much. Let alone the necrophilia jokes.
Yeah. Peter made this character just uniquely his own just by making him kind of this giggly, weird, you know, frantic guy. You know?
The original idea was that, you know, he just was robbing the place and he wasn't actually that evil. But we thought, well, we're gonna kill him in a horrible way. Like we actually, what could be like, who can we actually feel like, well, he should probably not survive. Well, the Nix
necrophilia.
County Necro.
Yeah, that's the title.
That's his title, the Nix County Necro.
You guys con artists? You do people come in here and believe this dog shit?
I want to bring the party down, guys, but I have been fighting these burps for the last 15 minutes.
Listen,
I'm doing my best.
That's what we get for giving you a cherry coke at the.
Cherry Coke and pizza
pizza
is a
before
bad
lunch.
idea. Cherry Coke brought to you by.
I think that the audience of House Harker want to hear you.
Oh, thank gosh, because I'm going to do
So, by the way, I showed John that shot once we actually shot it. He's like, you weren't supposed to shoot it in a wide. And what he's talking about was he actually comped in that knife flying through the air to hit him in the neck. Like that's a visual effect.
Yeah.
John freaked out. He's like, that's so hard. Like, well, that's the only shot I got, man. He's like, all right, I'll make it happen. And he
Not
made
only did he
it
do that, he
happen.
made the thing, if you look at it, if you go back and watch it, when the slingshot goes, the thing moves.
That's right.
Yeah.
The elastic.
Yeah, I don't know
Just
how
bounces.
Did he do that?
He
or
did
was
that.
Oh my god.
That was a visual effect.
And having that blood gush out of Peter was quite a shot because we had that little hose pumping it out underneath him, and boy, it's gushing out.
This movie got John all over it, man. Like he did all the blood effects. I mean, it was just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very
He,
talented human
to
being.
be fair, he also directed the Twirl
That's right.
trailer.
That's right. He was our second unit director.
So this is where we leap to many, many months later, where we picked up this shot out in the Verdugo Hills.
That's right.
And
This is a buddy of ours' place.
Tahunga Hills.
yeah,
Tahunga,
Tahunga Hills.
that's
Yeah,
right.
a abandoned lot out there to film Romania.
It burned down years ago, and so it looks perfectly spooky with the old ruins.
The paper towels on the blood might be one of my favorite shots in the whole film.
There's blood
A guy cleaning up a crime scene with paper towels. great.
But this is also for the ridiculous.
Oh, and this was the one where we had the outtakes. Of
The puppeteer.
Yeah.
Of the.
So we had, I think this was the day that I finally realized what movie we had, when John and a few other people were, Noli, that's right. John and Noli were doing this puppet action with like the shop vac was on some wire, fishing wire, and it looked like a Muppet. I thought, oh, I get this movie now. Okay, there it is.
We're making a comedy.
It's a silly comedy.
It's a Muppet show. Good.
Outside Clayton's house.
You can see a light on the left if you look. Classic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was there a light?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't catch it.
There's a
That's
lot of
great.
fun little continuity.
That's Wisconsin?
Yep, Wisconsin.
Arlen got that, everybody.
Yeah.
A constant collaborator of ours, just an incredibly
What
talented
a wonderful
guy.
man. He drove all the way
In
to
his own
Wisconsin
truck.
in
Yeah, he
his
road
own
tripped
truck.
with us.
Yep.
Yep. And we
and then-
packed most of the gear in his truck.
Yeah, we did. And he took the truck home on his own because he had to get going earlier. And I mean, the guy's a hero.
He's a dear friend of
One
ours.
of the nicest.
Who plays our
I know.
Who plays our body there?
That is
My
Derek's
brother.
Derek's brother.
No longer Peter, just a really skinny version of a dead body there.
Yeah. My brother weighs 130 pounds wet. So we thought, well, I pitched it to you guys, and I think we were like, that's ridiculous. Why would we do it? Actually, once we thought the other option would be visual effects and money, and we're like, well, let's use your
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
And Bethany did the makeup on his face, and it
That's
worked out
right.
really
Bethany Richards. She killed it.
One of my favorite memories about this scene is Noel was the one who really
my
fixed
God.
it. Because there's the portrait, or I look like my mother. But the scene was really just dialogue, and nothing was really happening on the page. And we were about to shoot it. Noel kind of stopped and said, "What are we doing? You know, are we just gonna have this dialogue exchange and no comedy in the scene?" And he came up with the idea of Charlie sitting on stage, hiding the shop vac, wearing my jacket,
Hiding the
smoking a pipe, trying to look like everything was okay, and then having the body leaned up against the door. I mean, it just literally amped up the scene to be this Three Stooges moment. And it really amped it up. I was so thankful for that.
Turned out so beautifully. And this is funny. This place is actually called Cogswell Dam.
Cogswell Dam.
It is! After you, Clayton!
Oh my gosh.
Named ever since Clayton shot there. They changed the name.
We were trying to find the location. I was literally looking everywhere for a place where we could literally dump a body off of a bridge. And I was driving way up in the San Gabriel Mountains, and I suddenly see this sign that says, Cogswell Dam, this way. And I went, what? And I pull over and I start walking, and it was like, you know what? This was us finding the horse from Tumbleweed. It was like, and look, there's a freaking bridge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we found the horse. Perfect. It was, we were led right there.
At least we know the body's
But
This is very early in the
That was
morning,
another
too.
cold morning for me.
Cold morning, and it was, we had to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get there before the sun came up, so it really looked like it was the end of the night, you know?
that's right.
Oh, here come two of my favorite actors on earth.
Oh, yeah. These guys are a gem in this movie.
Yeah. No, this is Jade and Cecil.
Cecil Reed.
Cecil Reed.
I mean, yeah. And
Cecil-
Jade again, which you remember from Good Cops season 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Cecil's actually not actually an actor. He's a
He's a
very
director,
talented
a really
director.
great director.
Like a
Yeah.
filmmaker, like independent guy. He's incredible. But two of our good buddies.
Here we are having our little, this was a great shoot day because we could, really play inside the space of this Burgess Sandwiches.
Burgie's in La Cunada,
Burgie's,
California.
yeah.
A beautiful, wonderful old sandwich shop. It's been there for 60 years.
And the family was nice enough to let us use the location.
That's right.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. Noel and I went to high school just down the street from here, so that we were old buddies of this first place.
You know what we didn't do before is we didn't mention that we got the rookie back here.
Yeah, this is Nathan
Lord
Lord.
as Sheriff Wayne.
And he finally gets to wear a mustache.
Finally gets to be a cop.
Yeah, exactly.
A real cop with a
After
mustache.
good cops, we make him a real cop.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and of course Whitney Moore, who we kind of introduced but not properly. We were very, very fortunate
Man.
to get Whitney to come out and help us make this
I
film.
still don't know how we landed Whitney for this one.
She
so great.
she didn't miss a beat. She joined our team, and we've made a lot of stuff together before this. She came out and she just didn't miss a beat. She joined in our comedy, our sense of humor, her energy. She just brought so much life to this project. And I mean, it's really, she's part of the Harker family and it shows.
She's one of our best buddies now. Oh, here's spoiler alert, real fast. By the way, that's, if you notice to the left, there's a little guy from Phil Nohe.
Phil Nohe from season 2 of Good Cops.
That's right. Anita Bora from season 2. That's my cousin Nick.
Your cousin Nick
Cogswell.
Cogswell.
And that's
Jason.
Jason Statham.
Yeah. Jason Spedders? Is that how you say it? Jason Spedders. Jason Spedders.
We found him in Duluth. He was actually going to the university out there. Yeah. And
we flew him out to LA for this one.
That's
'cause
right.
He was so darn great.
Just an incredible actor.
Chad.
That's Chad Cheever, the bully.
Yeah, and he's killing it now. Actually, he's a full-on working actor.
He lives in New York. I know.
That's right. He's a theater
so
actor.
great.
Amazing guy. And that's actually the other girl at the table was the granddaughter of the owner.
That's right.
Of Burgie's.
Yep.
So we got her there, and
I'm sure we could find something much better.
oh, Whitney, she's just awesome.
I mean, this scene, she kills it.
She kills it.
But she kills every scene she does. She's really,
That's true.
she's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny, you know, coming from the fame of Birdemic, you don't realize how good an actress she actually is. She just never got a fair shake. So I'm glad that we got to have her and she got to do some good stuff.
And of course, she's on
Unfortunately.
Metal Sucks, which is one of the best YouTube shows.
And she did SourceFed for a long time.
Yeah, and Geek and Sundry and all that stuff. She's amazing.
I agree.
That Noel Carroll, he's all right.
On the left is Caitlin O'Connor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Caitlin came out to help us for the day. We wanted a pretty waitress. She gets a
You get a one more
later
line,
on
yeah,
because we wanted
later
to-
on.
If you've seen Tumbleweed, you'll know Caitlin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That little Go Devils.
Derek's
link,
Go
that was-
Devils joke
That
that
was
he added,
Derek's
which
line.
was great.
Go Devils!
And then it started to rain, which was
So
I think fortuitous because like we had shot so much of the dreary weather in Wisconsin, and here we were in LA, and it still gave us that vibe of
We just got lucky.
yeah.
This was actually during the big drought of California. Like, it didn't rain for like 3 years, and this is one day of rain.
Yeah.
And we got it. And this is another pickup shoot on another day.
This is a flashback that was added after our test screening.
That's right. This is Michaela Williams, who's Dylan from the very first scene. That's his sister. And that, my friends,
Is Morris Ruskin.
Yeah, the
I don't think
CEO
he knew
and executive
what
producer for
he was
Shoreline
getting
Entertainment.
into when he decided to do a quick cameo.
Yeah, we
'Cause
said, wait,
we
would you
got,
just
like,
come out and do this one
a
thing?
couple cameos.
the story on that was we needed Dad Harker. We needed to shoot that just that portrait that hangs on the wall. We thought, well, wouldn't it be funny to actually have Morris be Dad and Jake would dress up as Mom and all
Just a
that
little
stuff?
gag, supposed to be innocent little passing.
A funny little thing, right?
One photo, it's all he's supposed to do.
Well, we needed to do some pickups, and Dad Harker suddenly became a major character and a player in it. There
Well,
he is.
watching the test screenings, like they didn't think
People,
that Dad was enough. And, yeah.
There's just the history of the story of the family wasn't quite coming through clearly enough, so we had to make some flashbacks, and in those flashbacks we realized, uh-oh, we're gonna need Dad.
We're gonna need some family shots.
And he is fantastic.
good
in it.
sport.
He's fantastic.
What a
At
good
it. He
scene.
really is
Yeah, he's
great.
great.
We need to
Not
talk
usually
about
an actor.
Hal Lublin here, guys.
My wife says that he is the best actor.
Hal?
Morris.
Morris.
Not Hal's very good. Don't get me wrong.
And of course, that,
Vince Casso also, who you might recognize from Geek and Sundry. He was in
I'm drawing a blank on the name of it
yeah,
as well.
the most
web series.
famous web series of The Guild.
The Guild.
That's right.
Yeah, Casso's from the Guild.
Oh, and one of my favorite buddies of all time, right here, Clarence.
Where do we find Clarence?
Derek and I found Clarence in a local theater company in Ashland, Wisconsin. And we held auditions this one night, and a bunch of people from the town, amazingly talented people came out, and Clarence just killed it.
Really did.
And what he really sold us on was his drunk act. Like, he was like the sweetest, like, most quiet guy. He's such a nice guy, and then suddenly he brings out his drunk. And I fell off my chair laughing so hard.
He's exactly what I pictured Doc Gill looking like. That's what I wanted in my head.
It's his blood.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah,
We
yeah, I
threw
know.
that into like a song at one point, like a heavy metal song.
Yeah, yeah.
How would
It's
it
his
go?
blood. It's gold.
Now this is Josh. Josh Stern.
Friend of Alan Cragen's.
Friend of
He's
ours
a,
now. Friend of ours. Just great guy.
A doctor, a biologist who scientist who had never acted a day in his life and came out and just destroyed it.
Auditioned like 2 different times for you, right?
There's our drama teacher and my mom.
That's right. Nolly's mom on the left.
Back
our
in
drama
California.
There's Caitlin and Phil, a Good Cops and Tumbleweed alum.
And Nita with Jason.
Also,
And Nita Vora right there.
Good Cops.
So many great people.
And Judd Ainsley.
Have we talked? I stepped out for a second. Did we talk that our deputies were never in Wisconsin?
No, we didn't see it. That's right. All those scenes.
Those guys were never in Wisconsin. They were
That's Covina.
This is Covina, California.
And then
There's our producer on the left.
That's
back in
Wisconsin. That's right.
That was Adam on the left, our
and our
executive
AD on the right.
That's right. This is back in Wisconsin. By the way, all these townspeople are actually townspeople.
Yeah, they're from the town.
The most talented townspeople in the world. Like, it's insane. They're all so good. Bentley.
He was great.
Huge, awesome guy. The most intimidating looking man ever is Bentley, but he's also the nicest guy. Holy smokes.
That's his son.
He swears a lot.
People in this town
his
loved
son?
to flip the bird, by the way. They loved it. Any chance they got, they would throw up the middle finger. Like, there's so many scenes in the
drop an
film.
F-bomb.
Yeah, drop an F-bomb or throw up a middle finger. Like, you see so many scenes where they're just, like, flipping the bird. It's just hilarious.
It's my favorite little
I love this part where this guy.
Yeah.
This was all on his.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
That was great.
It was a hot little moment.
Little happy accident.
Jacob kind of talked him back in.
Yeah. Kind of coerced him.
Almost in and
Almost had
he's
that
gonna
one.
leave.
Almost had that one.
That's right. All right, so this next scene coming up. This is in front of my house. That's in Wisconsin. That's in front of my house. That's in Wisconsin. Now, Ma Haugen is an incredibly talented. I don't know where you get it from, but she's incredibly talented.
Thank
Derek.
you, pal.
But she, this involved a stunt, and this is late at night, and it is freezing outside. So I had 2 cameras rolling, and I had Ma do this twice, and she had 2 times in her. And she was like, "Hey, Clayton, you got it?" I was like, "Yeah, Ma, I think you got it." And she walked upset.
And she left.
And she left. So,
Classic mom.
It was my mom's little diva moment. Yeah, she came up to you. I remember you were sitting on the stage looking through the footage, and she's like, "Did you get it?" And well, let me just take a look real quick, Ma. You got it. She walked. And you looked up and like, "Guess we got it."
yeah, I guess we got it. And guess what? We got it.
She was a real Frank Sinatra in that situation.
Yeah.
She's like, "You got it. Now we're going."
Yeah. But
Her own stunt there, by the way.
This that cut scene with the red window panes moving around was a really cool touch to that shot. You know,
Yeah.
it really
And
added.
the music too. I
Yeah.
thought really brought
Yeah,
a
Timmy.
nice little cool, like a heist, moment
Yeah.
almost. It was really neat.
kind of Ocean's 11.
And here's the part that everybody loves most.
We gotta talk.
Oh yeah.
Walter turns into Walter.
That's when we start seeing the real Walter.
That's a crazy
Oh, this one we shot. How many takes?
A lot.
Yeah, it was
19?
late. Yeah, this is our last shot of
we
the
used
night.
take 4.
That's right.
Yeah, we did.
shot. That's right, Derek.
Because
shot
we
19
liked take 4. We're like, well, maybe we can do better, and then shot a bunch more times, and then eventually.
Derek is wearing his Jack Burton tank top right there for sure.
That's right.
Looks so
Big
Jack
Trouble in Little China.
House, Charlie. Probability of your plan success isn't high enough.
That was also the direction. There was even more like Bill Murray in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Derek.
That was like I did my little Bill Murray dance there. I don't know if anyone.
Yeah, I could tell. No, Arlen said work shed. That was our tip of the hat to Raimi and Evil Dead.
Rob Tapper and all those guys.
Yeah, and then
I'm not gonna do it. You do it.
And
You are
this scene is a kind of a theater favorite. Like everybody loves this
yeah,
scene.
when this plays in screenings, people really see where we're going with the movie. First off, it was the blood on the the vacuum. But then when we bring out a drill and drill into a corpse's neck, I think they're
Walter
kind of like,
just
oh.
being smart and covering himself.
Walter covers
That's
up.
That's right.
These guys think a trash bag's gonna be enough.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually went up to Clayton because we were been covered in blood for like 3 or 4 days at this point, and I'm like, can we just, I don't know, maybe put trash bags over ourselves so we don't have to be completely soaked.
That's right.
I thought the characters might do that, even though their faces are covered.
And I love the idea that like Arlen is just this gleaming white.
He is like Santa Claus.
Like he's Santa Claus, and the boys are totally red.
and
He thought
against the red,
ahead.
it's even worse.
That's right.
Or better, depending on how you're looking.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got it.
Splat, splat, splat. that's Timmy's sound effect.
All right, boys. Here's
Very funny.
after we lay
I wasn't yawning at you.
No, that's fine, Derek. We understand.
Again, one of the few nights that we had just a little rain in the sky and no snow on the ground.
That's right. This is all
to work
early.
with.
in less than 10 minutes.
One of the news crew there on the left is my father-in-law, who lives in Illinois and drove up with his brother to be in the crowd scene.
That's right.
Jim and his brother Ken.
Don't worry.
So that was cool for them because I live so far away. You know, they live in Illinois and I live in LA, but we're in Wisconsin. Just the opportunity to come up and just be in the movie.
It was pretty cute to see how, like, you know, at first they were like, "Wow, this is so exciting," and then, like, by hour 8, they were like, "Oh, wow, this is
There's a lot of sitting around and waiting in movies. It's like it's not as glamorous as you thought, huh?
not as awesome as I thought it would be." Here's Melina.
We'll capture it and we'll show it to you.
I know one night we had like a bunch of extras, and the very next night we had 2.
Yeah, people got you know, came out to all excited, and then after they sat around in the cold, they were like,
Realize what making a movie was.
"Yeah, it's a lot of work."
I know. I'm sorry.
It's mostly
I'm
sitting,
sorry.
waiting,
I
hurry,
panicked.
hurry and wait.
How are we gonna prove it, Jerry? We show them the real vampires.
So this is the tail end of the day here.
The real vampires.
At this angle, obviously, it's still daylight. Jake's angle and Derek's angle, I will show you in a second, is actually shot at night. Yeah. Max Margolin, our incredibly talented DP, knows how to make it look like day.
Make it day, baby.
Make it day, baby. Where does it become night? This is all day still, right?
This is night right here.
That's
It's
night?
going back and
Derek
forth.
shot
Day,
it at night.
day,
You're kidding me.
Oh yeah, day.
day.
That's crazy. I don't think I realized that.
And, well, that's 1973.
73.
Clayton, what inspired you to do the glowing letters kind of zooming toward, the numbers for the dates? What kind of sparked that idea?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I think I was just to just jar the living crap out of the audience.
My daughter, by the
I
way.
love it. Oh yeah, there's Noel's daughter, Jaden
Carroll.
Did a wonderful exorcism scene
She's the
here.
sweetest little girl,
That's
but
Laura Owen.
Laura Owen on the right.
Richard Thoman is young Walter.
another high school buddy of ours.
Rich Thelman went to school with you too?
That's right, with Noel and I. Cutest little girl. That's my mom.
That's Clayton's mother, and then
That's not my mom.
that's not your mom.
No, that's Cade Sarganis.
Rich did such a good job for a guy who was not with us in Wisconsin, who had to play a young version of Walter. He really nailed it. He did such a good job.
That's my mother-in-law. That's
Point
Alex
where
Stafford.
we were kind of like doing a backstory. We were thinking of like having all these scenes with the young Walter, like seeing him going through all this stuff.
That's my wife. Wow, I just went through every single woman in my
What do we say about
family.
no nepotism again?
Yeah, there's no nepotism in this company.
Yeah, just ask my family.
We made her audition.
Sherry Larson. She was fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's my bedroom.
She is fantastic.
She is fantastic.
What was in the vomit, by the way?
Split pea soup, corn, and a couple of other disgusting things.
Oatmeal.
How did you get it to go like that? What did you use?
I can't remember what we used. I
It was
remember
a
blending it.
2-liter bottle.
Oh, no, that's how I squeezed it, but what's in it? I feel like why it's so thick. I think we actually blended up the peas.
Yeah.
It wasn't split pea. I think we actually blended the peas, and that's why it's so thick. And then we put corn in
What
there.
is this?
That is Jamie Givens, my wife, playing young Mavis. That's
right.
Also known as Noobs.
Also known as Noobs and Good Cops.
She did a
She's-
really good job on the accent and
She nailed Mahog.
yeah.
She did. I was blown away when I saw this performance because she just got the energy of Mavis as a young girl so great.
This is like months after having a baby too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she
looks
whipped herself right in the shape.
amazing.
Yeah. We had a 4-month baby at home.
Yeah.
Right around that time.
Story time.
I love this. Nathan kills this.
Can I have a word?
I know. I love that. I love that reaction. That was the sun going down right
That's
there.
right. That's right. Oh,
What were you
Whitney.
thinking?
No such thing as bad publicity.
So we had so little money on this movie that we could only afford to decorate one corner of the bedroom.
And also,
that was
that's
the corner.
our cast and crew slept in that room.
Yeah, that was where
Yeah, you slept in
that
that
was
room.
my bedroom during the stay of the film. Like I slept there every night
had people
with
sleep in
Tim
the-
Sloan,
Yep.
with Kevin Garrison, and with Kay Spencer Jones.
And you're snoring.
We literally slept people on the set. It was.
2 blocks over, we had my parents' home.
That's right. We slept people
Had a
there
bunch of people in
too.
there. And then we had one place rented by our AD and our executive producer, who so kindly let a few of us stay there too.
We said any nice things about Adam Lee?
Adam Lee.
Adam Lee.
I mean, we could spend an entire movie.
Yeah. Do we do a separate audio track for him?
Just for
Adam.
Just complimenting Adam.
So
I'm building him a statue.
Yes.
well, you're carving.
I'm carving him. It's right there.
Adam Lee is the only executive producer who has ever PA'd on the same movie.
He's the EPPA.
He's the EPPA, and the poor guy. Like Washburn is very far away from any major city.
I remember itemizing because he would pay for stuff on his credit card, and then instead of asking for reimbursement, he's like, "Well, I just add it to the movie investment," and so we had to itemize it all. And I was itemizing the purchases he did, and I tell you,
Do this.
3 out of every 4 days, that guy had to drive 2 hours to either
Ashland?
Superior, or
Oh, sorry, no, you're right. You're right too.
or Duluth.
Superior. or
Wait, who was it who said they got scared?
He had to go to Minneapolis once. didn't
this
he?
fall. That was a legit kind of almost went a little too far that lead.
Yep.
No, Derek and I were upset with each other.
Yes, this scene, Derek and
No,
Noel were
we
in
don't
a
fight.
I don't think
nobody ever
that's
fights.
never happened between Derek and I.
No, we would never have
No,
any
this
kind
is,
of.
it's a perfect marriage.
I didn't even realize that we were.
Argument.
Jacob was talking about that the other night. That,
No,
that,
we
that, that we
was-
apparently were having a tiff.
Me and Clayton might have had a disagreement about something, and you, as a good Samaritan, were defending Clayton's honor, and I kind of said, "Go f yourself."
As you should have.
Not fuck. I just said
No
f.
Because we're good people.
We're good people with good hearts.
Now here we've seen her before in the movie, but now this is the introduction of Stacey Mendler, played by Noel's wife Talia Carroll.
Also known as
Shade.
Agent Shade.
And Surly.
And Surly from
One of
Tumbleweed.
my favorite moments here. What it,
That book,
right there.
Yeah, that head tilt.
that look she does.
That book, by the way, was designed by our assistant director, Kevin Rosenquan. He actually designed the outside and even the back cover, which, by the way, if you read the back cover, it's hysterical.
Hilarious, and he made several of them. Not just Succulent. He made a couple other books in the series.
Yeah, we ended up only printing out the succulents.
Yeah, we may be taking a jab at good old Twilight here with this.
Oh, by the way,
Stephanie Meyer.
First off, have you guys seen the Twilight movies?
Yes.
I love them.
I've
I
seen
do too.
one.
I watched Twilight. I'm like,
like
last
them.
one?
I
The
thought it was
last one?
pretty
I was
good.
like the way that.
There's Clayton.
Oh, there I died. Oh, okay, well, it's
There's
over.
Damien.
Damien.
I'm sure it'll be.
Yeah, we shot. Obviously, this was shot in Wisconsin, and then we had to get that moment later to.
Back in La Cañada.
Back in La
Clayton's house.
Cañada, yeah.
La Cañada, no, that's not one.
If you go back to the Stacey Mendler scene there, you'll see in the top corner WPRP. It's a little nod to Good Cops with WPERP. Oh, there's another nod, actually, by the way, that we totally skipped over. In the very beginning, you see the big epic scene where it sounds like they're chanting it in Latin in the soundtrack with young.
Oh, yeah.
Tim actually translated good cops. Like actually the word good cops. Bonum vigilum is what they're saying in the soundtrack.
That's funny.
Good Cops nod right now. I'm doing the Good Cops theme song.
Theme song.
There might be some people that don't know what Good Cops is. If you don't, go to YouTube, Good Cops TV, and that is where you can
So
see.
that's what led us to this movie.
Yeah.
But that
Little web series.
chainsaw idea was Derek's idea early on. He had this vision.
Well, I was trying to think of like weapons and stuff, like what you never see, and I love chainsaws, but I've never seen the chainsaw with stakes on it. Now, my original idea was having little stakes, but John came up with the idea of making them just ridiculously big, and that was much funnier.
It was so funny.
Very hard to edit around, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Really, really funny.
And to make them not look like rubber stakes bouncing on the end of
Oh
the
yeah,
chainsaw.
I had to do a lot of creative cutting around those rubber stakes that
more
were
page.
bouncing like Jello.
What are you doing?
It looks like
Now this is our joke about how low budget our film was. That was almost
seen our budget.
like when Derek says that, it's almost like he could look at the lens and go, "Have you seen our budget?" And turn to look right at the audience.
Well, we actually have an outtake like that. No budget.
Low budget movie.
Because we had to protect this house. We had to like.
Oh yeah.
The thing about it was there were certain rooms that we could take liberties in, but overall we really couldn't wreak havoc, and so we had to find creative ways.
We did find a way, however, though, to destroy arguably the most valuable thing in the house.
Yes.
Yes, we did in fact do that.
So that was well
There
done on our
is
part.
a etch glass
Yes.
A 100-year-old edge class.
that I think ended up becoming what we figured out like it was like 2% of our budget. We had to pay for.
to replace it.
That's right. We cracked the
Right said
one
Fred.
piece of glass that we could not crack.
Oh, there's the Noel just brought up.
Right said Fred music in the background there. That was a nice and a very kind gift from
man.
two amazing people.
That we had the opportunity to hang out with in
Yeah.
Germany, and they were the best and supportive and just fantastic guys.
Came up in the in the Q&A and answered questions about the music and the song and their feelings on the film. And they
Rich
were
and Fred.
they're just the best. They're so good. Such great guys.
Amazing people.
This song also is a Right Said Fred song.
That's right.
We did back to back here.
That's right. They gave us a great gift.
And this was a tough shot.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a great story. So this is the very last take we did of the night. Okay. And here's the reason why. This is a big long oneer, and we choreographed it all day, right?
It's very cold right here.
It's very cold. It's probably what, like
it's
15? 10, 15 degrees outside. Okay.
The snow hasn't come yet, but
Right.
the cold is set in before it.
That's right. So I'm walking the camera. It's on a Ronin, right? And it's the red on the Ronin with the very wide lens, right? We go in and out of the house so much, right? For like take after take after take. I think this is like take 6. That as soon as it goes into the house in the last part, it just goes crack. And the aperture of the hole, basically the iris in the lens, breaks and it closes shut. Okay? So this take that you're watching right now is almost black in the original footage. And this is the best take by far that we had. And I was like, oh my gosh, we don't have the lens. Like, we literally cannot shoot the shot without the lens. We are totally screwed. Well, we got into color correction, and the amazing color corrector that we had.
Yeah, Chris Smale.
Chris Smale.
So great.
He literally
Be a lost cause.
brought up
Sorry, what?
all of
We've
the
been there,
light
those
in the whole thing.
Found
And
light that didn't exist.
he found light that it didn't
is
exist.
amazing.
It was absolutely incredible. He saved the day.
That was an expensive lens too that cracked.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that one hurt.
There's
A couple things that hurt. And that Ronin also, that was a hilarious little story. So it's another thing that cost. Well, that cost about as much as the glass we brought.
That's right. That's right.
But Clayton was saying, look, man, you're making a feature film. You gotta have legit shots, and we can't afford a crane
Or to log dolly
or
track
a
with
bunch
us.
of dollies.
Or to log
So
dolly
this is your crane and your dolly in one device, and so we went for it, didn't we?
That's right.
Glad we did. There's a lot of shots that we used.
It's one of
And we still have it,
coolest
so we still
toys.
use it for things.
That's right. It adds a lot to the production value.
And the snow is just beginning to fall
Yeah,
in this
and
shot.
that's real.
It had not come down yet, but this was the first night it started to
Some
happen.
people don't
and-
notice that the snow was here, and then so we had to put in some CGI snow in certain scenes.
That's right.
Because at the end you'll
Just to make it
see
clear
a
that hey,
big-
it's been snowing, folks.
That's right.
The snow isn't just randomly showing
Yeah.
up.
And in one shot, like in one shot, it
did.
would be snowing, and the reciprocal shot, it would not be snowing. And so it's like, oh crap, we got to add a few more flakes in there.
We were doing fine without
So, but yeah, this is the beginning of the end of the night of warmth.
That scene, by the way, is an example of Whitney Moore not being just a Birdemic actress.
That's
Yeah.
right. What do you say about Britannic? It's one of my favorite movies.
No, it's a classic.
That was a great scene for us
There's snow.
to share. And then, of course, it's followed up. I mean, there's this heavy moment, and then we get this, which is classic us. That's how we do things. If you've seen our projects before, we have this dramatic, serious moment, and then here's Derek, Ned, with the carving, filled with
ridiculous.
conviction.
And we
And
show you just
Woodcarver Bill.
One of our most expensive jokes too. That carving was not.
that is an actual real.
That is, we had
carving
that
wood.
made. Woodcarver Bill is a friend of your father's, right?
He gave us a great deal,
It gave us a great deal.
but still,
Well, there's just there's some stuff that
there's a
costs
lot
money.
of there's a lot of work to do to make something look horribly awesome.
Where is that wood carving?
In Alan Cragen's front yard.
It still exists.
It's by his hot tub, and he lives on the lake. So in the summertime, people canoe, and they see this ridiculous.
So if you want to go
page.
see it, go canoe
Just
on
go
the lake
canoeing
in
on
the
the, on
summer.
Lake Superior.
Lake
In the
Superior.
bay.
You may
In the
get
bay.
to see the beautiful mermaid page.
So this, by the way, is Nate Lane, who's our first vampire and also our stunt coordinator. He's an average height dude, but we put him on the cheapest stilts that we could find. It was a pair of drywall stilts.
Yeah.
And it
18
took,
inches.
That's right. So it took him up to, what was it, 7 foot?
7 foot even. Not
Seven
a tall,
foot.
not a tall fellow to start with. But
No, yeah,
because-
average height, but it goes, he just was just this towering monstrosity. And great makeup by Bethany Richards.
And Damien was almost as tall as he was.
Yeah, Damien was such a big guy.
Oh.
He almost stood, you know.
Oh, this is important. Ready?
Yeah.
That is in Altadena, California.
Right
Still
there.
Altadena.
Altadena right there. Okay.
This whole
Wait
thing is.
for it.
Well, there's this one.
Oh, this
This one
okay.
isn't it. This is the. This
No,
is
that's
the-
right. I'm
this is-
sorry.
It's about to be crazy in a minute.
Yeah, but we
about to
jump
be.
around a lot. I was gonna say Derek improvised that line that I stole these costumes. And I love that text when he was like, "I stole these." I thought that was such a great addition to this very serious.
Jerry,
like,
I stole these
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, "What?" You know.
That's in front of my house.
That's in Sunland.
Okay, this
so
is
here's
a
where it
pic-
gets crazy.
This was a pickup shot that you guys shot on a different camera.
That's right. That was on
That's-
the Red Epic.
Red, yeah, one's the red epic, so the other's on the red
That's a
scarlet.
Scarlet in Altadena. Epic.
That's Sunland.
Sunland.
Dad always said.
And that's in front of a green screen, right?
No, it's
No.
in front of Clayton's house.
No, that's,
Oh, it is?
that's in front of my house.
So proud of you.
We just
Jerry.
blurred out the background and made it look the same.
Wow.
You made
You actually see the drawings that my daughter put on the window.
Karate Kid and baton twirling films.
in the background.
So if we lose the house, it's okay. There are other pieces on the board.
This scene I think was rewritten 3 times, and we
Yeah.
shot it
Yeah.
three different times.
I mean, it was just hard to when you're playing in comedy and horror, and you want to have something heartfelt and serious. There's just a delicate balance as to where you can go in the tone, and we had to find that tone.
Well,
you know?
and with all the changes that we had to make from the snow and from
Oh,
the notes from the screenings,
Oh,
things changed and we had to rewrite some stuff.
Here we go.
And there's that's the first time we saw the vampire's face, and
right.
I really thought we had a horrifying vampire. I thought his face looked.
All right.
Sunland.
Okay, Sunland backyard.
Altadena, Noel's backyard. My backyard. Noel's backyard. Wait for it. Noel's backyard.
Talk about
And
the
Wisconsin.
talk about the thing that the Bruce built.
Oh,
The cellar door.
that's right.
Yeah, Bruce Leon, who some of you who know what we do would recognize as the lunch lady from Good Cop Season 2,
That's right. Guadalupe.
Guadalupe, and then
one
also
of the Bandoleros.
one of the Bandoleros in Tumbleweed. He didn't act in this movie, but he was one of our art designers, and he created
That cellar door.
that cellar door, which
That,
Which, by the way,
doesn't exist in California, so we had to get one made.
that's right. There's no basements in California.
and they did such a good job. It looked old, and I mean, I was so impressed.
Which, by the way, boys, I didn't tell you guys this, but I finally just dismantled maybe about 2 weekends ago. It's been in my backyard
What, the
collecting.
cellar door?
Collecting.
Oh, wow. It
what's
was back
called?
there?
Oh, it's been back there for years, and it was collecting Black Widow spiders. So that was fun. So decided to protect my children and dismantle it.
Safety first. We always say that.
Wasn't there actually the skull?
Yeah,
in
it was
that
sitting there in the
It was
shot.
sitting on the side, and we had to take it out.
Yeah, it was sitting
right
in the
there.
big shot, and so John just darkened that corner.
That's right. Yeah, that was a lot of work for John Engie.
This is one of my favorite things that Talia's ever done in the scene, where she's drunk.
Drunk scene.
Yeah, Josh gave the best, sleaziest bartender.
One of the best visual
That's a great
effects
scene.
is coming up as well.
And then she kills it with this kind of, overconfident author drunkenness, which is great. And then I love
Nate
it.
know,
just-
it's a lot to
Yeah.
take in.
Wham! Here comes the tendrils.
Oh, that's all Timmy doing the vocal
The
cords
vocal
getting
cord
pulled out.
extension.
And Nathan Lorch's performance here is so great with his impassioned speech. It's just priceless.
It is 4 degrees right now
That's
outside.
It is so cold.
One of the coldest
I was
nights.
freezing.
And here we go!
Our most gruesome shot in the whole film, which turned out beautifully.
In
John
Spain,
Andy.
when we had our screening in Spain, the entire audience cheered.
Yeah.
And that's when I felt one of the best moments of my entire life was when I hear an audience cheer like that.
This scene was written as in the script as a shark feeding frenzy, and boy oh boy did Clayton film it as such.
You did a great job.
Here it comes.
I'm sorry?
Sorry. I mean, Lorch's performance as Sheriff Wayne is one of the most endearing characters in this whole film. You just can't help but love him. And the way that Ned doesn't like him is just this perfect
Oh, they're great.
pairing. Of
And
those
originally we wrote it as Ned got the girl and Wayne was the bad guy.
That's
We were
right, he was an actual bad guy.
It was kind of the horror type, we hated that guy, but we decided to flip it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Lorch's mouth was totally frozen at this point.
This is one of my favorite parts of Jacob right here.
What the fuck? Hey, Doc, what in the Sam hell you doing?
Oh, let's give a little talk about what happened here, this scene.
Oh, yeah.
We were chasing the timeline. We were running out of time. It was cold. It was freezing. We had in the script a scene where Doc Gill flies out of that door being closed and fights us in the snow, and his body gets split in half. Bent, and it was gonna be just hours. It's -4. We're running out of time, and we have to come up with something in the 11th hour that will save us time, but still be funny and still work and scary in this whole thing. And we were able to put our heads together and come up with this window gag with Doc Gill peering out, and then the crucifix being raised up like a old, Three Stooges, kind of a what's the other genre I'm thinking of? But
Like a slapstick.
yeah,
kind of a-
slapstick,
kind of
like
a
just
deal.
the cross coming.
Right here,
Here it
boom.
is. And this is how we
Boom.
solved it. We were like, how do we get them to establish that they are dealing with real vampires?
That's right.
And it was one of those saves that we all put our heads together and came up with something pretty magic.
Frankly, it worked better.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And also, that means that Doc Gill could, I'm not saying this is the case, but he could be alive still.
That's right.
Which I think would be fun for.
I remember you boys coming up to me and pitching that idea, like, we have an idea. I was like, oh, please give me anything.
Anything to fix
And you guys
And you were like,
said that.
just might
Work. This may save our
Crosses
day.
on the doorway and on the door handles and the windows.
Well, once the snow started falling, it's making the days got really, really tough.
Yeah. Is there any CG snow here? I wouldn't even. No, it's all
That's
real.
coming up,
That's
actually.
real. That's the real thing.
This is all real here.
It's on my hair.
Yeah.
There's actually one scene with fake snow.
That's right. That's a lot of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
Not a lot of people notice it, but yeah, there's a lot of snow right back there.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines coming up.
Ah, fuck. I'm going in.
Going in. Going in.
His determination.
Oh, another one of my favorite lines coming up.
This is awesome.
Dick. What? Oh, come on. Wayne is a cop with a gun. I'm sure he's fine.
That blood spatter just lands so perfectly.
How long do you think it would take for your
Derek, you
sister
killed this
to
line.
get over the fact that I accidentally shoved her fiance into a den of vampires? 3 months?
I think that's a reasonable amount of time.
Such a
I think
great-
that's a reasonable amount of
I
time.
think so.
Yeah.
By the way, that picture of Ned. That's still the picture that comes up whenever you call me, Derek.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's your phone.
That was my phone. Still is the picture that comes up whenever you call me.
hilarious.
This is fake snow.
Now this is filmed in front of Clayton's house.
That's right. This is a pickup.
Right, yeah.
Pickup shot, and that's fake snow because we had to get it later,
Right.
right?
Like a year later.
This
Like
is
a
like
year
this is in
later.
spring. In spring in California.
That's right.
And more of the fun red boxes.
Yeah, the return to the motif.
That chainsaw is green. By the
Yeah,
way.
the original chainsaw we had was orange. We could not find it, so we got a green chainsaw, and then.
Well, it was in Wisconsin because we were back in LA with that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So it just changes colors.
So Chris Smale colored it orange.
Yep.
Maybe.
Okay, that's my. Okay, here we go. My house, Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
and Wisconsin. And here we go.
They come out. Yeah, this is all Wisconsin with the front yard gag. But then we're in Sunland. Yeah, back in
Wisconsin.
California.
My house.
Wisconsin. California.
Sunland.
And Wisconsin. My house. Wisconsin.
And then her with the smoke coming out of her collar right there. It's a great shot.
And come on.
French toast! Has to be French fries. That's
Please don't notice the greenery.
Yeah,
right.
all of them spring.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Oh, that's weird. It's
Fake
winter.
door.
but
We're getting
there's
into
that
nothing.
fake door.
That's
Yep.
yeah, Bruce's.
And we're
that's
not.
the real
No,
one. in
that's a
Wisconsin.
real door
Yeah.
in Wisconsin. Man.
Jerry, turn on your sun lamp.
We had the sun lamp gag here. We had to cut.
Yeah.
I don't like to give Clayton too much credit, but the fact that he was able to match all these shots, miracle worker. Don't let it go to your head.
No, it's all your performance day. You met your shot.
Your performance is what made those shots.
Okay. Oh, and
He was a little sarcastic.
and Healy, by the
Who
way,
is, this was her first film,
this is her first movie.
but she has gone on to
She's
do
doing great stuff.
so many projects. and so much
Same with
acting.
Jamie Hope. Also.
Jamie Hope.
Yeah.
We have we cast these ladies in our movie, and they went on to go book other projects and
That's
movies
right.
and start an acting
They're
career.
both killing it now. It's amazing. Oh, one of my
I
favorite.
love that. I love that.
That was a tough one.
Yep.
That was unfortunately John had to go back, and so
Tim was doing
had to
that.
take over, and he's never done it before. That's right.
Oh yeah, John had to go back to LA.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So
Took us a couple takes.
yeah,
Which, when it comes to blood, is a disaster.
That's right. So the idea, it sounded good on paper, was how do we do a new gag for a vampire? It's like, well, when Derek and Noel and I were out in Wisconsin scouting, we were going off to like some like deer hunting place out in the middle of the forest someplace, and a mosquito had bitten me on my arm.
oh, that's right.
And I swatted at it, and my blood was like massively like on my arm. Like this mosquito was feeding for like a good 10 minutes. And when I squashed it, it was like a bloody mess on my arm. And I went, what? What is that? And so that's what kind of gave us the idea of like, well, if these vampires are feeding, they're full. So if you stab them in the torso, they should explode. We're like, well, that's a good idea, guys. This is really cool.
And it helped with continuity because every day we filmed, we would just cover our faces with blood.
And blood. And there's
And we
no
were able to-
continuity.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah, right here. This shot. So good.
I'm pretty sure people stopped watching this up to the commentary, so let's get into the dirt.
Let's tell them the truth.
The
See what we really think.
The true Hollywood story of House Harker.
Oh, Clayton.
Oh, there's Bethany. She was at her only
Yeah.
shot in her entire life.
Our makeup artist. And
I can take care of myself.
I love how this whole sequence turned out. This is one of my favorite Charlie moments. Just that we had him be beat up by this guy and then just the best payback. And then
This is hilarious.
the way that the camera rolls out is my favorite.
And go Devils! That was Noel's improv
Yeah,
line.
improvised line.
Oh, now this is one of my. So this is John Engie, by the way, the hairy fella who
did our-
This is our wonderful special effects guru and second unit director.
That's
This was written, well, I came up, I remember pitching this idea for you guys of having a naked vampire, and it was actually one of my friend's idea, Vinny Pastro. He'd always say, you do good cops or tumbleweed, he would be like, do you need a fat naked guy? And I'm like, no, I don't think we need any that for that scene. And then he was talking about House Harker. I'm like, it's a vampire movie. He's like, oh, do you need a fat vampire, fat naked vampire? I'm like, no, actually. And
But unfortunately, Vinny couldn't make it out.
Vinny couldn't make it out.
So we're like, well, we got a hairy vampire.
Well, we were trying to cast the role, I think, locally, and we were running out of options. And then John kind of volunteered his tribute. He was like,
have
know
you
what?
seen my back?
I don't know if you guys know this, but my body is incredibly hairy. So I think instead of an incredibly fat vampire, you could have a very hairy vampire, and it worked like a charm.
And I don't want to take anything away from John, because what he did was amazing, but I really wish we had a real naked vampire
Like
coming at
penis
you.
out?
With a little pee-pee coming out,
Oh,
you know, just,
good Lord.
you know, that.
Yeah,
then you
that,
bring up to another level,
Yeah.
And-
No, I hear what you're saying.
but at the same time, when John was on top of me, I didn't realize we were going to be dick to dick. And it was really uncomfortable and awkward for both of us.
You know what?
But we became roommates for a
Yeah,
while after
that's
that.
right. You guys actually
and
did move in
we
together.
got married, and we're living
Got
a
an
nice
apartment
life.
together.
Oh, and by the way, this shot right here, there. That was shot about 6 months later.
In my garage.
Yep.
That's my favorite thing that I got to do in the movie, for sure, was the twirl.
Well, it got one of the biggest laughs in Spain,
right.
too. People went crazy for it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that scene, the twirl scene real quick? Because in the original script, you were supposed to be really good.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
you were practicing for 3 months.
Yeah, so I ordered a baton off the internet and it showed up at my house and I kept trying to get the spin down, but I just didn't really take to it. and
Real
I-
drum majors don't just practice for 3 months.
I know. And so I told the guys, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this baton thing to be any good. And so kind of on the fly, we said, what if Jerry's really bad?
And it was all visual
And it was
effects.
all visual effects.
Yeah.
And what made that seem even better was in the script, it was written that I did this beautiful performance with the wooden baton before I killed the vampire. But then you get there and it's so bad, and that's why it works 10 times better.
Oh, here we go.
One of my favorite scenes right here.
Oh, I love this gag.
When we talked about it, coming up with the idea, we were all just crying, laughing.
His fallen
The tattoo
Still.
that has fallen, the crucifix that
And
has
it's
fallen.
still funny.
Bethany did a great job in that tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
did.
really did.
Oh, and Derek, you killed this. Oh, hey, Derek.
Oh, hey, Jerry. Charlie. If you aren't too busy, could you get this hairy fucker off me?
This is just a sweet
I
little movie with a
feel
lot of
that
heart.
tired right now, I think.
Yeah.
Just watching this is bringing back so many memories of like
So
exhaustion.
many memories of pain.
Oh
Yep.
man, so many nights like shooting nights just really messes you up.
Not a lot of people know this. I have twins. We don't get a lot of sleep these days.
That's true. That's true.
Good job, Spencer. Way to die.
For me, everything that happens with the vampires at the end of the film is it just amps this movie up to the next level, and I love everything, the way it all comes together, the working our way up the stairs, through this hallway, and this sequence coming up right here for me. Oh yeah, Tim.
Timmy, that's our sound
Our
designer.
sound
Tim, do you want to
composer.
say something real quick about your cameo?
On the Good Cops Red Shirt, you guys kill me on almost everything we do.
That's funny.
That's good.
And by the way, Whitney actually does do bow staff. Like
Yeah.
she's actually
She's
like
got some martial arts
she's
training.
done a lot of martial arts training.
She's
So
a
that's all
black
her.
belt.
Okay, so watch this. That's Nate Head. No, that's Nate Lane, our stunt guy. That's Nate Lane.
Such a
That
tender moment.
is- Let me see here.
Nate is
That's
Kevin
Kevin Garrison, our camera assistant. That is Nate Lane.
again. So he's like an
And there's
all-
Nate Lane.
there's Nate. He's in both shots.
And that's
both-
Nate Lane.
Yeah.
Well, in this scene also we changed up too. It wasn't initially a bunch of vampires getting their butts kicked while Jerry taught. It was Jerry doing the moment and then a fight. But
Right.
we thought, how funny would it be if he's pouring his heart out while the rest of the family's busy fighting vampires?
That's right.
He's saying that he's not going to be selfish anymore, and he's
And he's totally
allowing-
being selfish.
And Clayton directed me to perform the most heartfelt, sincere, not over-the-top performance at all, and it comes across like I'm literally trying to win a Golden Globe in that moment.
Well, we're beating a vampire's face with a salad bowl in the background.
It's at least an MTV award, right?
Yeah, at least maybe
At least a raspberry.
maybe a Razzie.
This scene,
Four
By this
below,
point-
four below.
by this point,
Yeah.
we were done. It's
This
all
is
that
the
were left-
last night.
That's real cold breath.
All that was left was Clayton, Adam, Tim, and me outside
Because everybody else
else was sick.
horribly ill, like with the flu.
Yeah, and so then Derek and Nathan, bless their hearts, came out in the -4 weather and had a fight scene in the snow with a crew of only 3.
Yep, it was literally -4, and Lorch had to be in just short sleeves, and Derek was in barely anything.
Yeah.
My hands, I
As soon
moved
as
a
you said
C-stand.
cut, we would run into the house.
That's right.
And we'd have a heater there, and we'd just warm our hands as fast as we could. But yeah, it was
I
cold.
grabbed a C-stand outside accidentally without gloves,
Your hand
and
got stuck.
it burned. I actually had like a burn on my hand from the freezing
It was
cold.
so cold.
Also, this is also a cool thing was like we knew that Nate wouldn't have a lot of mobility in those stilts, basically.
The Darth Vader problem.
Right. Yeah. And so how do you make this guy be unbelievably awesome and badass with his fighting skills? I'm like, well, let's just not have him touch anybody. His power is like up exponentially. So like everything that he does is all through basically the power of the Force, really.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do. Was like, because we've watched people beat each other up the whole time.
That's Darth Vader?
That's Darth Vader.
Whoa.
This is one of my favorite songs in the whole thing. Oh, this moment, God.
yeah, this is touching.
Okay, Good Cops season 1 finale might be my favorite thing we've done.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment that we've ever done is this, and it's because I get to watch my boy just kill it.
Yeah. He brought the juice.
He brought the juice. Yeah, Morris brought the juice also. And it's, it's not, you don't often get an opportunity to have that, and it's just really cool.
Yeah. And I think one of the best songs
This is
in the whole thing.
a masterpiece by Tim.
I hit him again, Dad. I still don't know what.
I did the bruising makeup right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't be scared,
We didn't have our makeup
That's
artist
right.
that day.
It can get crazy out there. But you know when that happens to me, what I do? I use
God, Morris killed this, man. Like, he's never acted before.
Yeah.
And he just killed it.
this even attached to?
It's amazing how many first-time actors were in this and did great.
That's right, yeah.
Kind of embarrassing. Some of them did better than us.
Because the old veterans were terrible.
Holes.
I need you, buddy.
Oh, that part.
Yeah,
of the
Jacob's so
blood.
good at
Man, so graphic.
I just love everything in this movie, like, everything's so stupid
Right
and
there is our
silly.
$10,000 shot.
That's right.
We still
We're owed money.
waiting.
Yeah, Clayton. He
We're
has
owed
to.
money.
It's
He has to make money, I guess.
Payable after he gets loaded.
Yeah. Because he took off. He was like 10 hours out and called
And
us.
realized I don't have this shot.
I did not get a shot of the camera falling onto the wooden page. So I said, I will pay you $10,000 if you do it. I don't have $10,000, but I will pay you. And they
One
said,
day
Still
that
haven't
money is
seen
coming.
that. Is that $10,000 each, right?
No.
No, it's total.
Oh.
1,000 for the team. But then we get to do whatever we want with that, and we don't have to bring it.
Can we use it for marketing?
No. We're going to Vegas.
That I gotta say that Noel's use of the pencil there at the end is my favorite thing. That you could take something as far out as being a pencil to be your companion, and then when you look at it and you use it to save the day, it is the perfect summation of this movie.
That's right.
It's a silly thing that is incredibly heartfelt. You know what I mean? And that sums up, I think, what we try to make.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
heart but fun. And this movie is
It's so
that.
funny. All the stupid stuff in this movie, it's like he talks to a pencil, and then it's like, well, yeah. It's
makes
all meant
sense.
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were all
Yeah, it's where heartfelt movies meet Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, right?
Oh no, Paige, I didn't mean.
How would you feel like this whole experience overall? What would you say, Clayton?
I honestly can say this is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But at the end of the day, I can't be more proud of it.
Yeah, it was amazing, awful, great, stressful, fun,
Beautiful experience.
beautiful. Yeah.
We all waited our whole lives to make our first feature film.
Yeah, we just we stopped waiting for someone to write us a check, and we just said, let's go make this thing. And,
Although a lot of people did write us
well,
check.
you know what you know what I mean. We obviously, I don't want to take credit.
to write us a
I don't want to take credit for all the hard people that gave us, all the good people that gave us money for this movie. But this was technically a very low budget movie, and a lot of people worked for free or very, very low money. A lot of favors were pulled in, and without them, we couldn't have made this movie.
I had the time of my life making this movie. I was
We know,
smiling.
Jacob.
I know, and I know it was unfair because I didn't have much to do other than just act and work on dialogue when needed. You guys had a lot more pressure on your shoulders, but I had the time of my life making this movie. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life.
That's awesome.
Nolly?
I think that when you, it probably feels a lot like how an Eagle Scout feels when he finally gets his badge. It's finally called an Eagle Scout.
That's a good analogy.
Like it's not a lot of people
Sorry you lost your pencil.
pull this off, and it's a journey, and people who have done it can relate. They can kind of see what you've gone through, and people who haven't respect it. And so it's kind of nice. So when you pull it off, it's like it's something that it's like a little feather in your cap that you get to keep forever. So I feel like there's a feather in our cap. Yeah.
So this whole thing here, nobody believed that all that snow could fall in one night. Well, guess
It
what?
literally did.
It did.
It did.
Literally did. And I'm not saying literally the way the kids say literally.
21 inches of snow in one night.
Yep, that's
In
right.
one night, and people couldn't believe it, but it happened.
And one of the most brilliant things, so Derek's dad, Pops, had the idea. He came up to us this one day and said, "Hey, boys, it looks like you're gonna get dumped on for snow, and you still have a lot to shoot outside. So I would highly recommend going to Home Depot, buying a 50 by 50 foot tarp."
He had the tarp.
We didn't have the. He just.
Oh,
gave
he
us
actually had the tarp.
Yeah.
No way! I didn't realize that.
We went and picked it up at like 3 in the morning, me and Noel, and looked like a dead body.
Right.
And we were walking, and there was, and we saw one of our crew guys outside. We're like, hey, let's mess with them. Pretend like we're carrying a dead body. We get closer and closer. Wasn't our crew member. It was a neighbor.
Just a neighbor.
And we're walking, like I'm walking behind, and he's walking up in front, and so it looks like we're actually carrying a dead body, like wrapped in this huge tarp. And we just look at him, we're like, evening. He's like, evening. He's just like walking his dog, or something. And
we're
we
walking our body.
We're walking our body.
Yeah.
And that was that. I'm sure he knew we were with the movie. I'm sure he,
That music that you just
everyone
heard
in Washburn
there,
knew we were there.
That music you just heard there was one of the last pieces of music written for the movie by John Walker.
That's
sorry,
right.
Johann Wanderer.
Let's
It
get
goes
it right.
by,
Wanderer.
but it's John Walker who wrote that last song, which is a frantic masterpiece.
It is. It's gorgeous.
By the way, the credits at the end there looked a little different. I hadn't seen it where it showed our names and then it showed them again. Is that a new?
No, it shows our name for what we did production-wise, but then it does pop them up again as actors.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't remember seeing that. I guess in some of the other screens.
So back to the tarp. The idea was lay down the tarp, let the snow fall on it, and then when we need to get our little shots still outside, we basically peel back the tarp and there's the grass, which it worked beautifully well, except it's a plastic tarp and you were walking on freezing cold snow on a slick tarp. More people ate it. It was the slipperiest thing.
Derek almost broke his neck putting up a the careful
that's right.
slippery.
That's right.
Slippery sign.
Watch your step.
Watch
And
your
I
step.
walk, and I just ate it.
He was literally putting up the sign saying, "Be careful, this is
Watch your
slippery."
step. Yeah, slippery.
And he just went
Zip. Yeah, that's how bad it was. Oh my gosh. And we had to walk around the tarp too. And then you're right. Once we had to do those shots after the snow, we picked it up and there was grass. And we got
Well, and remember the crazy thing was we didn't anticipate that much snow weighs a lot, and so we had to spend so much time trying to get the snow off the tarp to pull it up because it was just this entire area of snow. You can't just pick it up. It weighed so much.
I remember, and then
Shoveling so much snow.
well, cleaning up the snow too. Clayton got lucky because he got a jury duty that he luckily didn't have to do when he got there.
Derek's making air quotes as if you can see what he's doing.
Yeah, just like.
We went back to LA.
They can't see me?
No,
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, we stayed and cleaned up.
Yeah, we cleaned up like 24 hours, and
because the snow had blood.
we had blood.
And so we had to get the lady who owned the house had
My
dogs.
dad came out and he said,
White,
"What happens when
pristine white dogs.
What happens when the snow goes away and there's blood on the grass?" And we're like,
We're gonna cross
because
that bridge
when we were cleaning everything out, John took the big tanks, right, and just
Just would dump the blood out the back door. Oh gosh.
God bless him. God bless him.
But we had to make up for that mistake.
Yep. Oh yeah.
shoveling snow.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, I mean it was so frantic. There was so much happening at once that I think he was just trying to just get the test shots out there and then get in for the shot.
That's right.
There were a lot of things that went wrong and a lot of things that went great, and I think some of the things that happened that were wrong actually made the movie better, and some people would call it a happy accident. Especially the snow, I think, was one of the big ones that happened that just made the movie.
It's so funny. It's almost like the meaning of the movie at the ending where it's kind of like these poor guys. I mean, their whole lives are just getting crapped on, and everything is going wrong. But by the end, you're like, it's all for a reason. It was very much like us going like, this can't get any worse. And then the second that we think it can't get, it's like, actually that turned out pretty well.
Yeah, and
okay.
I mean,
We won.
and once we were done shooting in Wisconsin, we shot 16 days there, and we shot another 16 days in California.
That's right.
We post was
Oh man.
was a wonderful experience, I heard. So I mean, there was just, I mean, I didn't have anything to do with post, but I mean, I'm sure there's so many challenges through that.
And then, of course,
This is very important.
Yeah, it's Alan's
that was
lovely
our
wife.
Co-producer, yeah.
wife, and we dedicated the movie to her. And we asked him if he would be okay with that, and he said to us, she would think this movie would be the worst movie ever. Let's do it. We were in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And then this
This
of course,
scene.
is one of my. I mean, it's you got to stick around to the end for this moment because every audience we show this to, this gets a huge laugh, and it's the way he delivers these lines.
That's right. That's right.
The way he goes, John Rambo, like the way he holds it.
John McClane?
John Rambo.
John. And this is actually written by Jade, our very large cop there on the right-hand side. And those are Noel's dead feet right there.
Well, thanks, guys. Good night.
Yeah, thank you all for watching.
We had a blast.
Bloody good time.
A bloody good time.